This Monday, June the 15th of 2026 at 9 minutes after 10, we've got a temperature of 63 degrees with mostly cloudy skies out there currently in Beaver County. And that's a look at the news for now. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM, AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM, and 1460 AM WMBA. Also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Rush Hour is just getting started on Beaver County Radio. It's time for Driving in the Fast Lane with Frank Sparks. It's the show that talks about what's happening in the news, locally, regionally, and nationally. There will be guests, and Noah Haswell will have the news at the top and bottom of each hour. And now, here is the host of the show, Frank Sparks.
Hey, good morning and happy Monday to you. It's hard to believe it's already the 15th of June. We've got a lot we're going to do today. First, in hour number one, some officials from Harmony Township are going to join us, and we're going to talk about their 250 celebration that we'll be broadcasting live from this weekend. And also, in hour number two, what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff in hour number two. We're going to talk about some other events that are going on, and also talk about some of the other 250 celebrations that have been happening throughout the area as well. So, but with that, let's get started this morning, and let me make sure I got all the right microphones up here, and let's say good morning to our good friend Kim Villala. Good morning.
Good morning, Frank.
Good to see you.
Glad to be back. Yeah, thanks for having us.
So we're going to talk a little bit this morning about Harmony Township and the 250 celebration this weekend. But you brought a friend with you. Who you got with you?
Yes, this is my dear friend I met through this journey of the American 250, and has been a mentor to me to help plan this event. Yes, so.
Yeah, my name is Alex Gladys.
All right, so Alex and Kim, you guys, we're going to talk a little bit about it. You want to start out talking first a little bit about the history of Legionville and Harmony Township? You want to start there?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
So I was born and raised actually in Harmony Township, and I was always aware of Legionville and Logstown, but it was just a little rock that you drove past every day.
Yeah.
You know, we really weren't talked a lot. It was known as Legionville Field. I remember growing up, the firemen would have a big fair there that we would go as a kid. But until America 250, I don't think I paid much attention to the history that was actually there. And when we decided that we were going to do an event in Harmony Township, I reached out to the experts of the county, and that's how I met Alex. He was the president of Logstown.
Okay.
I reached out to the president of Legionville and Beaver County Historic Landmark Society, and we just got a group together, and it has been such a learning experience for me. I guess the most surprising thing I've learned, Frank, is I never knew there were 17 Revolutionary soldiers there.
That's wild.
Buried, and nor did I know the significance in the American history that our area played in that part. And Harmony Township has this, probably one of the most historic sites in Beaver County, and growing up there, we just never realized it.
Well, Alex, tell us a little bit about what is Legionville. So is it like a plot of land? Is it a portion of Harmony Township? What is it?
All right, basically, it started as Logstown, where the Native Americans lived, and after about a 30-year period or so, essentially it was lay dormant, and then in the early 1890s, 92, I think it was, Legionville developed, which was a training ground. Now, I know more about Logstown than the Native American part, but both will be covered at this major event. Basically, Logstown was inhabited in 1727 to 1758, and it really was the crossroads of our American history. A lot of people don't know that, but right there in the Harmony Township area, Logstown was a place where many refugees were relocated back in 1744. And very few people know this, and Kim and I talked about this. There was a Treaty of Lancaster signed in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, between the Ohio and the Pennsylvania and the Virginia Company and the Haudenosaunee, which are called the Iroquois today, which are 6 tribes. And they got together and negotiated a land swap. And that land swap on that land that they swapped away or gave away in the treaty were the Delaware and the Shawnee. Okay, and they weren't even invited to the treaty. And basically, when they signed the treaty, they gave away to the colonists and the English all the land from Philadelphia to the Allegheny Mountains for 1,200 pounds.
Wow.
And it took about 4 or 5 years to get that money to them. So they had to, almost like the Trail of Tears with the Cherokee, they had to move them on the other side of the Allegheny. And Logstown was an established village already, so many of the Delaware and also the Shawnee relocated there.
Okay.
So for about 30 years, it was a tangled web we weave between George Washington coming there and a number of representatives and traders because the French wanted the land, the English wanted the land, and many of the Native Americans were displaced there. So we had to deal with that in terms of its historic. And they still, controversy to today is, where was Logstown? Some people believe it was exactly where Legionville was. Some people believe where the A.M. Byers was located. Other people believe it's on the level below. Every time we had a powwow for the past 30 years at the CCBC Dome for our particular group, they said, oh, Logstown's over in West Aliquippa. Well, sure, that was the name they took for that area and then called it West Aliquippa, but that was the cornfields of these Native Americans. The Ohio River, you could walk across it at that time. So that's the beginning. You know, I don't want to talk the whole time. I want Kim to tell us about this, but we're talking about, excuse me, a number of Native American tribes, 10 different tribes coming to the area and living there. And the Iroquois actually had, I guess you can call it legal rights to that land at one time. And that changed over time through 3 different treaties.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
the start.
Yeah.
So the 17 soldiers,
Yeah.
how did they perish?
So a lot of them. Well, do you want to finish up on Logstown
Sure.
first?
Go ahead. Yeah, whatever you want to
because
do.
a couple things, like I said, this was all fascinating to me.
Oh, yeah.
And what I learned from Logstown and the Indians here is they thought, because of our 3 rivers, that it was a mystical place. And that was one of the reasons why they chose this area. And they came downstream because of the valley, that it added extra protection to them.
That's right.
But with the Indians, which they're still correcting me on every piece I put out. So what me and you, Frank, think what Indians look like, that's not what our Indians look like. So they were called Eastern Woodland Indians. Right. So they weren't fancy like the Western Indians. They didn't have big tribal headdresses and all the war paint. Yeah. And even the costumes were different. My first piece I brought to them had teepees. Oh no, our Indians did not live in teepees.
They had long houses.
Yeah, they lived in long houses. So
what's a longhouse?
A longhouse is basically a structure that has a round shape on the top, and it would maybe 50 to 80 feet long, and it would be a communal dwelling place, and many times had a palisade fence around it.
Okay.
And it would give you that a different feel.
Yeah, I got you.
Logstown originally was called Cheniqua, which is a French word for, and I looked it up, place where one goes down to the water. That's what that means in French.
Okay.
Then it was called Shenango, and I live on Shenango Road in Chippewa, and the English gave it the name Shenango or Shenango, which meant beautiful. Okay, beautiful place. And then Logstown came later because of the crook in the Ohio River there. A lot of the driftwood essentially collected there and made it really easy to pull wood out of the river at that time. Matter of fact, you could walk across the Ohio River back in those days.
That's wild.
So you have to think about the changes that happened there.
So you brought a teepee and they told you that ain't happening.
Yeah, I'm like, the kids will love a teepee. Nope, if we're going to educate children, we're going to educate them properly. Okay.
Right.
And we agreed, yes.
Yeah. And we still love Brenda Applegate if she's listening, because she's the one that keeps both of us on the line in terms of making historically accurate, and she does an excellent job of that. So the French and also the English were fighting for that land and resources, and they did some interesting developments in terms of treaties, in terms of gifts, and I'm not sure if you want me to talk about some of those gifts now, or we could talk about that later.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the 250 celebration
Yes.
itself.
very
so
good.
let's talk about that.
Because with Logstown, so I mean with Legionville, because that's what this is really grown into, being one of America's history. So you asked about Legionville, and what I've learned is it was the first. Now think of this: it was the first Army training camp in the entire country.
Oh, wow.
Was right here in
Beaver
Harmony
County.
Township.
Yeah, that's wild.
And that's where the military basically started.
Okay.
And as Alex said, George Washington came up in Logstown as a messenger, as a young boy, but he did come back during Legionville period. And
Right. He said
And he
in
started-
1870 he wanted all our men that they were including or enlisting in our army not to be trained in Pittsburgh because of all the vices and the taverns. And so they decided on Logstown, 18 miles down the river, or up the river, so to speak, at that point, because he wanted them to be actually trained and disciplined. And that's why
Yeah.
the change came.
yeah, and the change in art, again, it was a part of our terrain, that we had rugged forest and they were thick forest that they could learn. Up until that time, the United States did not have a formal army. They had what were mainly known as militias. Just like
Very
the
good.
hometown gangs just got pitchforks out and everything else. So he first sent a general here, and it didn't work out. So he knew that his guy to come up here and create this army was Mad Anthony Wayne.
Okay.
And they basically called him mad. Not that he was insane, but he was very tough
Disciplined,
and
yes.
disciplined.
Okay. I always wondered
And-
where the name of the school came from.
Yes,
Okay.
not only the school, but we have a road.
Right.
I start thinking about my own community
Right.
that I lived in for 40 years. We have a road, Anthony Wayne Drive.
Mm-hmm.
So again, with our festival, it's at the intersection of Legionville Field on Duss Avenue and Anthony Wayne Drive. It
Okay.
makes sense.
Give people like a landmark of what that would be.
Yeah, so the landmark is the intersection of Duss Avenue and Anthony Wayne
Okay.
Drive.
Is that near the Shop and Save, further up from the
It
Shop
would
and
be
Save?
next to Skyline Meadows, which plays
Okay.
part of this story.
Okay.
Not far from Baroni's.
Okay.
Right at the bridge. So if you're familiar on Duss Avenue, after exiting Baden, there's the main bridge that used to be going to A.M. Byers. So
Okay.
it's the field right before
Gotcha.
there.
Okay.
And like I said, we drive past this field and there's 3 little markers there. But it was like really impressed upon my heart. Like, we have 17 Revolutionary soldiers buried here. They deserve more than a little marker that you can barely see. So when this started coming around, and how Skyline Metals gets involved is Ron Caceres was a business associate of mine and my husband. So as Harmony Township's manager, he was one of the first places that I visited to talk to him about this. And he graciously is donating a half acre of that land to Harmony Township, where we are going to build a big legacy project and build
that's
a
awesome.
nice memorial there.
And that's so beautiful.
Yeah,
that-
that's
that
awesome.
Yeah.
He's doing that.
Yeah, that he's doing it. It was just surveyed, and we'll have a nice little piece of land that we could preserve. Because with the development around, like I think Alex gave you a picture of what Harmony Township looked like in Logstown, but actually, Wright Chevrolet, who is one of our legacy sponsors and such a great business, they built right on where the fort was.
Okay.
So a lot of this history is going to be lost if we don't start preserving it. So we have at least the piece where the 17 soldiers are being buried.
Okay.
We have their names.
I was going to ask you that.
Yes.
All right.
And I actually, planning this, found 2 descendants that are coming to our opening
Oh,
ceremony.
that's awesome.
So if you want to start about talking about the opening ceremony and that day, what's going to happen.
Okay. Well, how about if we get a break in first?
Sure.
Let's take a break, and then when we come back, we'll talk more about what's going to be happening this Saturday, November the 20th, here on Beaver County Radio.
Have you recently had surgery or an injury that requires physical therapy? Or maybe you just need a partner in wellness. NovaCare Rehabilitation has got you covered. With 6 convenient local locations, there's bound to be a NovaCare Rehabilitation near you. NovaCare Rehabilitation is part of the largest physical therapy network in the U.S. with over 2,000 outpatient facilities and over 7,000 licensed therapists. NovaCare Rehabilitation has convenient early morning and evening hours and offer aqua therapy at the Rochester and Moon Township locations. Schedule your appointment today by going to www.novacare.com.
Need a new job? Apply at McDonald's. You could work anywhere from 3 hours up to 8-hour shifts. Whatever you choose. Get premium pay for premium hours like opening or closing shifts. They offer insurance, 401k, and more. Apply now at McHire.com. I'm loving it.
Summer is here and the deals are red hot, maybe even hotter than the summer's hottest days at Moon Township Ford. It's the America Value for American Values employee pricing program, and it's just in time for your 4th of July celebrations. Be the buzz at your 4th of July cookout with a brand new F-150, Bronco, or Bronco Sport in your driveway. Ford has extended the military discounts to all the armed services. Combine that with employee pricing, and your savings are out of this world. They're also buying cars every day, and they're paying over the moon to fill their current inventory needs. Call or come in and see them today. Ford's America for America employee pricing program going on now at Moon Township Ford, University Boulevard in Moon Township.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
Weekday mornings were meant to drive in the fast lane. It's Frank Sparks on Beaver County Radio.
All right, it is 1026 in Beaver County. On your Monday morning, it's June the 15th, and we are currently sitting at all of 62 degrees. What a cool down from over the weekend with all them storms coming through yesterday. But coming to you live from the Frat Transportation Studio in Brayton Township, visiting in hour number 1 with Alex and Kim. They are from Harmony Township, and it is the 250 celebration. It's going to be going on this weekend, which is June the 20th on this Saturday. What time are you guys getting started, Kim?
We're going to start at 10 o'clock. It's 10 to 5.
Okay.
So the day's going to open up with an opening ceremony. We have a lot of special guests that will be in attendance. And it is the theme about our opening ceremony is Remember the 17.
Okay.
The 17 soldiers. So Beaver County Brass will be kicking it off with the prelude. Beaver County Choral Society will be doing some of the music for this ceremony. They're going to sing the anthem. Yeah. The highlight of the ceremony, and who really helped me put this together because it is going to be a formal military ceremony, are the Sons of the American Revolution.
Okay.
They will be there all in full costume of the Revolution period. There'll be a fife, there'll be a drummer, there's a bagpiper. It's going to be something to really see. And again, it taught me, I put the opening ceremony together and they're like, Kim, that's not the way it goes. So,
and the French are coming with their horses,
yeah.
And the British are coming.
And they're bringing teepees with them?
No teepees.
No teepees, yeah. So the opening ceremony will be something to see, and we will dedicate the 17 names. We're going to have a read off each one of their names. There'll be rifle salutes, and there's going to be a couple cannons there, I believe.
Yes.
And that
a
should
6-pound cannon.
Yes. That should last to 11 o'clock. So the festival itself will start really kicking off at 11 o'clock.
Okay, so tell us about the festival a little bit.
So the festival, we have an area that we have artisans and historians and demonstrators, and some of our special guests are, we're going to have a blacksmith there. We're going to have Pittsburgh glass. They're mobile vehicles called Hot Wheels, which I think is kind of cool. They're going to be blowing glass. We have a native plant demonstrator. She's actually an American Native Indian, and she's going to come and talk about certain plants of that era. We have a guy coming from the middle of the state. He does the history of American long rifling. and grain harvesting, and he'll be doing a demonstration. Randy McCracken from Beaver County Beekeepers will be there with his honey, and he has an observation glass of bees. We also invited Big Knob to come, and we all know that the maple syrup got changed to Big Knob, so we invited them to Harmony Township to come sell that maple syrup so that our residents could have the opportunity to buy some. We have a potter there. We have some old world crafters, candles. Another good demonstrator is Three Rivers Fiber Focus. They'll be spinning wool there. Brenda and her little group from the Vickery House will be doing some needlework there. But we have a big schedule of lectures. Alex is one of them. You want to talk about what you're going to be talking?
Oh, sure.
You know what? Let's do news first, and then when we come back, we can talk about what you're going to be talking about. How's that? So, all right. No, you ready for news? All right. We're going to do news and right after this, and then we'll be back with more here on Beaver County Radio.
Put freedom in your future. Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester. Beaver County Radio's news source. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and beavercountyradio.com. Here's Noah Haswell.
Good morning on this Monday, June 15th of 2026. We will have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news. A man is in custody after police say he shot his mother inside a Brighton Township home today. Emergency crews were called to the 100 block of Foxwater Trail shortly before 5 a.m. Beaver County District Attorney Nate Bible said the woman was life-flighted to a hospital and is in stable condition. A boy that lived nearby said he heard the woman crying for help in the street and woke up his family, who called 911. Multiple tornado warnings were issued across western Pennsylvania yesterday as an intense storm knocked down trees onto a home and onto roads. A WTAE reporter was in Ambridge that evening to get a look at the damage. A massive tree was knocked over onto one side of the road and over a barrier on Ohio River Boulevard. Only a portion of the road was still open and damage was seen. A tree appeared to have crashed into the side of the house in the same area. Pennsylvania State Police in Gibsonia reported today that a 67-year-old man from Apollo was not charged after he crashed his vehicle in North Swickley Township on Wednesday. Terry Counts was driving on I-76 West at 9:42 a.m. during severe weather, which caused major standing water on the roadway. Counts' vehicle spun out of control before hitting a cement barrier. There were no reported injuries. PennDOT District 11 announced that a shoulder and lane restriction on I-376 between Findlay Township and North Beaver Township in Lawrence County will occur today. A shoulder and single lane restriction will occur on I-376 in each direction between the Airport Exit 53 exit in Findlay Township and Moravia Exit 20 exit in North Beaver Township over in Lawrence County as needed from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Additionally, during this time, the following roads will also have restrictions. Route 551 Wallace Run Road between Stitt Road and 37th Street Extension in Darlington Township. Route 3007 Broadhead Road between Hoover Boulevard and Ridge Road in Center Township. And Route 288 Wampum Road between Jockey Moore Road and Alice Street in Wayne Township over in Lawrence County. And for young people with serious behavioral health challenges, a new report shows Pennsylvania's congregate care settings may be the best option, but some challenges still exist. Danielle Smith has the details.
75% of surveyed providers report that youth tried an average of 4 to 6 services before a congregate care placement. Jackie Libinati with Pennsylvania Council of Children, Youth, and Family Services says the state has been working to reduce congregate care placements in favor of community-based settings. The report acknowledges that some youth need congregate care to learn the skills necessary to transition back to the community successfully.
It provides therapy within in the congregate care setting. It's kind of an all-in-one package deal. They provide individual family therapy, group therapy. They take them out to any medical appointments that might need to be facilitated when the kids are in that placement.
Libinati says the report recommends that congregate care providers receive regular funding increases to keep pace with rising costs. Danielle Smith reporting.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Today it'll be mostly sunny with highs near 69 and overnight lows of 51. And tomorrow look for sunshine during the day with a chance of showers after midnight. We'll reach highs in the mid-70s and lows of 57. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Monday, June 15th of 2026 at 34 minutes after 10, we've got a temperature of 63 degrees and it's overcast out there currently in Beaver County. And that's a look at the news for now. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM, AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM, and 1460 AM WMBA. Also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
3 wins in a row for Denny Hamlin in Pocono. I'm Tim Kettle-Femo. This is the Monday Morning Race Recap brought to you by Sunoco. From NASCAR to your car, Sunoco. Performance is what we do.
Down here, Ryan Blaney gets 4 tires, Sunoco Racing Fuel.
From fueling NASCAR champions on the track for over 20 years to innovating 94 octane, the highest octane on the market. Performance is what Sunoco does.
Sunoco cans injected into the car, bubble wall is down and away.
All Sunoco fuel at the pump meets the same top-tier standards as the fuel used in NASCAR. From the track to your tank. Sunoco, the official fuel of NASCAR.
Denny Hamlin picked up his 3rd win in a row and his 4th overall in 2026 Sunday afternoon at Pocono Raceway. Hamlin spoke about his love for the Tricky Triangle in Victory Lane.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I just love coming here. And just when I come here yesterday morning, infield is packed. And it's like, man, they just do such a great job here at this racetrack of giving the fans such a great experience. And that's why it sells out. And it's why I love this racetrack, not only because of the wins, but obviously the fans and how passionate they are.
The race was moved up 2 hours due to rain showers forecasted for later in the day. It featured 17 lead changes, 5 caution flags, and an average speed of 136 miles per hour. Finishing in second behind Hamlin on Sunday was Tyler Reddick, with William Byron third, John Hunter Nemechek fourth, and Kyle Larson fifth. Tyler Reddick still holds on to the points lead, but only by a mere 19 markers over Denny Hamlin. Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, and Ty Gibbs are the 3 remaining drivers in the top 5 in the standings. The Cup Series now heads to sunny Southern California in San Diego to race on the United States Naval Base Coronado. The 75-lap race on the base begins on Sunday afternoon. And with the Monday morning race recap on the Motor Racing Network, I'm Tim Kettle-Femo.
Hey, Bill, what's going on? I haven't seen you here in a long time.
Well, my mom can't stay at home any longer, and I've been trying to figure out what the best placement options are for her. There's so much to consider. Location, cost, eligibility, payment options, services. It's confusing and time-consuming.
When my dad was having the same issues, I called Charlie Jenkins. Charlie is a local independent senior living advisor who will help you navigate through all those questions. She was able to explore options that fit our preferences and met my dad's needs within his budget. Her business name is C. Jenkins Placement Services, and it was exactly the one-stop shop I needed. Once we took care of getting Dad set up in the right place, Charlie's business coordinated everything I needed to get Dad's home in shape to sell. It was a huge relief having all that managed, especially with my long work hours. She also offers a no-obligation consultation.
Really? How can I get a hold of Charlie?
You can call or text Charlie at 724-714-1774 or email her at cjenkinsplacesforyou@gmail.com.
Wow, I'm going to give C. Jenkins Placement Services a call right now.
You're driving in the fast lane with Frank Sparks on 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. You can also stream live on beavercountyradio.com.
10:38 right on the nose here in Beaver County. Losing in hour number 1. With Kim and Alex. They are from Harmony Township, and they are talking about their 250 celebration that will be going on this Saturday. Scott Tatey and Curtis Walsh will also be broadcasting live from down there from 10 until 12 noon on Saturday. So they'll have part of that ceremony be broadcast live on the air during. I don't know how Diane Brosh is going to feel about it because we're going to take up some of her Yankee traders Saturday, but she'll be okay. So we can buy, sell, and trade. But yeah, that'll be from 10 until 12 noon. That we'll have that for you as well. Don't forget, we do have our car cruise here at the station on Saturday. And then there's just a lot of events going on. It's that time of year. And now with the 250, it seems like a lot of different communities, which is awesome. And that was one thing I wanted to get to with you as well, with you guys. There's a lot of communities that are doing 250 events. And Baden's doing them at the same time you guys are doing yours too. Correct? It's all kind of together?
Yes. And Old Economy's that day, too. So we've been referring to us as 3 by the River. So there's 3 events that you could just hop right down the river to.
Yeah, you can just kind of just hang out. And
Bain's having more of a community days. We're having something that's more educational and entertaining and just a lot of history. And then Old Economy's event that day is more focused on woodworking.
Okay. But it's all history.
Yeah, it's all history, and we're all together and supporting each other. So I think we're going to have an awesome turnout.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great way. That's always a way. And I remember my parents, carrying it on to me, learning the tradition and showing kids the history, because that's who's going to carry it on. They're our future to carry it on. They won't, somebody taught it to you and then now you're carrying it on. So the next and the next. So it's neat to have this. And so you guys are going to start at 10 o'clock on Saturday. And then you do have a bunch of activities planned for kids as well, correct?
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. So our kids section, everything is free just from the gracious donations that we have received. And for Harmony, Beaver County Tourism, they had a great America 250 grant that a lot of communities took part in, and we were thankful for that opportunity too. But our kids section, we are going to, again, staying around, everything at our festival will be focused around the 1700s. So we're going to teach the kids tin punching. They're going to make dream catchers. They're going to color George Washington and Anthony Wayne. There'll be face painting. The library is coming and teaching
corn husk dolls.
Corn husk dolls, yes. So we're just doing some old world crafts. And again, we really tried to focus on education and history. And also it was important to put together something that Harmony Township and especially the children have never seen before. And that's where the reenactment groups come in.
Okay.
So I don't think there has ever been encampments on Legionville. I know, Frank, that the last dedication was in 1918.
Oh, wow.
And that's when the stone and the monument was put in. But the first ones that are coming is Garrison de Prescal. Those are the French that Alex mentioned. So they gave me a call, and they're like, we want to come on Friday and we want to stay till Sunday. And we're bringing 6 horses and a cannon. And I'm like, okay, that'll be great.
Yeah, right.
Well, you'll hear that cannon up at your car show.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
That's what I've been warned. They said when these cannons go off, it echoes through the valley.
Oh, that's cool.
If it bounces off of the mountain in Aliquippa, and they said it's going to be something to see. Unfortunately, the 6 horses are no longer coming, but the French are arriving in Harmony Township around 2 p.m. on Friday. So we had to make sure that we had them firewood and all the supplies, fresh water and things that they would need. The other reencampments are, of course, our own Beaver County. Fort McIntosh will be there. The Sons of the American Revolution will be there camping. And then Woodville's Wayne Legion, they will be there camping. So they're all going to be set up. We're going to actually start setting up on Thursday because it's a big event.
Okay.
And they'll all get their campments. But I think it'll be cool riding down Dust Avenue, seeing all these guys in costume and
that's awesome.
Ready to go, yeah.
And we're going to have Tom Taylor, who's an expert on history of the Haudenosaunee, which is the Iroquois, and he will have regalia from female and male Iroquois people. So you'll be able to see what their authentic outfits actually look like.
Oh, wow. It's pretty cool. What about, do you have, food for people that are coming?
Yes.
Or,
Yeah, we have a good
that's
little...
That's important.
Yeah, it's so important.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a good little food section. And what was important to me when choosing the food is I'm old school. So I just wanted local businesses, tent foods. I'm always about supporting our own first. So what's coming for food is the Harmony Township Ladies Auxiliary will be there. They'll be selling hot dogs. Vicelli's Pizza will be there. They're teaming up with Ambridge Fireworks Committee. That'll be at that tent. We have Ice Cream Therapy, which is a great place right in Ambridge, one of our new businesses. Let me think who else. Matt Anthony's were supposed to come, and then they had just a personal issue. But if you haven't been to Matt Anthony's in Ambridge, it's reopened.
Yep.
Their food is fabulous.
Great.
They have beer that is called Matt Anthony beer, and a lot of historic beers there. Ambridge Band is coming.
Okay.
They're going to do all of our beverages, so they are planning a big band trip.
Okay.
So that'll give them an opportunity to make some money for their
That's
band
awesome.
trip. Twisted Lemonade is coming. They have specialty teas and lemonades.
Okay.
And then Little Athens, which is a longtime business in Ambridge, they're going
Absolutely.
to come and do some Greek and American food.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So I think we have a good little mix.
plethora of everything, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
cool. All right. Circling back to the children's thing, I noticed you had a post out there. Do you still need volunteers for Saturday for that?
Anybody's welcome to help.
Okay.
You know, you always
my.
need volunteers.
Right. I
Yeah.
know you had put a post out there.
Yeah,
you
I
need
did.
some volunteers.
Yeah, so anybody that wants to show up and volunteer, just contact me. You can find me on Facebook and private message me there. You could call the township office, which that number is 724-266-1910. So anybody's welcome to help in any way, not only on Saturday, but on Sunday cleaning up, we're going to need help. On Friday setting up, we're going to need help.
Well, it looks like it's going to be, weather-wise so far, it looks like it's going to be a nice weekend.
Yes.
So it'll be a nice time to get out and celebrate. Let's circle back a little bit to the Legionville soldiers. You said you had the names of them.
Mm-hmm.
So do we know how they perished, or was it just in training, or?
Yes, and you know what? One thing, one of our volunteers, we've had a great little committee, and again, without all this help, we couldn't have put together an event like we put together. And a resident had actually created videos on Legionville, Logstown, the Forgotten 17. There's a flyer out there on Facebook. On our event page that you could go there, and from those videos, I learned that some of the soldiers there did fight in the Revolutionary War.
Okay.
Some of them were just there for training. They were younger soldiers.
Okay.
And actually, they believe that, I believe only one person actually was killed in action, like by a bullet, say. But most died of typhoid.
Oh, wow.
It went through the camp, and they could peer up where it was roommates that died. And we're bunked together. And Alex could probably tell you a lot more about that.
Okay. Now, is David the one that did? Is that who's coming to see me? He's coming to see me, Wednesday, I think?
Yes, I believe so.
All right. I'm looking forward to that. So.
Yeah.
One of the little known facts of the Legionville situation under Matt Anthony Wayne was Clark of Lewis and Clark trained there as a soldier.
That's pretty cool.
And also William Henry Harrison, who became president of the United States, he was trained there as well. What they were doing is training to go into the Ohio Territory, which was originally Native American treaty land, and then so many whites moved over there. Washington said, we need to move the Native Americans further west. And basically the battle was called, Chief Little Turtle was there, and that was the Battle of Fallen Timbers. It was near Toledo where that took place.
Okay.
So can you imagine they trained their troops in Logstown and Legionville at that location. Then they had to go downriver to Cincinnati and then head north to Toledo because the waters were our highways back in the 1700s.
That's pretty cool. So, What about parking?
So we will have on-site parking.
Okay.
Our great Harmony Township Fire Department, they're going to volunteer. All the firemen are going to come out and help with parking. It'll all be marked well. Baden is also having parking down in where the Pizza Hut Plaza. Show my age. I call it the Zaire Plaza.
I was just going to say Zaires. Zaires and then Gabe's was there after that.
Yes. So they're going, and they'll actually be shutting people up to their event and then over to our event too.
Okay.
But we do have plenty on site.
So how do you
parking.
recommend for somebody that might be coming, since Dust Avenue's kind of like off 65, how do you recommend for them to come in?
I say the best way is just to come up Logan Lane.
Okay.
So Baden is not shutting off State Street. None of the major roads will be shut off.
Okay.
Theirs is more down into their complex in Baden. So Logan Lane is the best way to come up. And that's the road by Sheets and Wright
Okay.
Chevrolet.
Okay.
There. Just come up, and then we're less than a half a mile down the road.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk more here on Beaver County Radio. We're talking with
Yeah, but
Art
we
Cornell from Beaver Cemetery and Mausoleum. Art, tell us about the cremation garden at Beaver Cemetery.
Our cremation garden is a very affordable burial option for families choosing cremation. Burial in our cremation garden provides a 62% savings over a traditional burial.
Why do some families choose cremains burial over options like a decorative urn in their home?
More people today are opting for something long-lasting. They want the ease and lower cost of cremation, but still want to memorialize their loved ones in a more permanent way.
And your cremation garden gives them an affordable way to do this?
Yes. In addition to a 62% savings over traditional burial, our cremation garden gives families a place to visit today and preserves their family heritage for generations. And everything your family owns at Beaver Cemetery will be protected by our Perpetual Care Fund.
Friends, you can learn more at beavercemetery.net. Summer is here and the deals are red hot, maybe even hotter than the summer's hottest days at Moon Township Ford. It's the America Value for American Values employee pricing program, and it's just in time for your 4th of July celebrations. Be the buzz at your 4th of July cookout with a brand new F-150, Bronco, or Bronco Sport in your driveway. Ford has extended the military discounts to all the armed services. Combine that with employee pricing, and your savings are out of this world. They're also buying cars every day, and they're paying over the moon to fill their current inventory needs. Call or come in and see them today. Ford's America for America employee pricing program going on now at Moon Township Ford, University Boulevard in Moon Township.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
If you have a graduate in your family and are wondering what to get them, look no further, because a gift that they'll potentially use over their lifetime and cost you virtually nothing is available right now at Friendly Federal Credit Union. This is Cindy Haladio. Open up a graduate account for your aspiring student today. They'll get free checks, a $1,500 Visa credit card with approved credit, a debit card tied to their account, no service fees, and online access so they'll be able to take care of things no matter where they'll be heading off to college. It's time for you to commence with plans for your graduate.
Also, save the date, Saturday, September 26th. It's the annual Friendly Federal Credit Union meeting and luncheon at the Fez. It starts at 12:30. Stop in for details today.
Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden or Aliquippa. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Hot coffee in the morning and Frank Sparks. Now you're in the fast lane. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and streaming live on BeaverCountyRadio.com.
Back on Beaver County Radio, it is 10:52 right on the nose, and it is 62 degrees. Noah Haswell will come up with local news coming up at 11:05, and we'll have town hall news for you at 11 o'clock. Visiting in hour number one this morning with Kim and Alex. They are from Harmony Township, and we're talking about the Harmony Township 250 celebration that is going on this weekend. It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning and runs till 5 p.m. And you wanted to talk about some of the educational things that are going to be happening,
yeah,
right?
our
Okay.
education and entertainment. So as far as entertainment for the kids, we are going to have free pony rides, a free petting zoo. We have a one character coming. He's called Randy the Rat Catcher. So back in the 1700s, that was a very good profession.
Okay.
So he's
Yeah, I
going to
can
talk.
imagine that,
He's
yeah.
going to talk about that.
Okay.
Matt Anthony Wayne will be there strolling with some photo ops. We have a trading post, which is really interesting. Our volunteers were going to put together a trading post where you could buy things, colonial games for the kids, and even like rabbit furs and things like that. But part of the trading post is, and I want to thank Ambridge Area School District and Jamie Orth, their art teacher. The students in 1st through 3rd grade painted us 250 American rocks.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to have a rock scavenger hunt. And when the kids find the rocks, they could bring them to the trading post. And they're going to trade them in for, we made historic trading cards with facts, fun facts about Legionville and Logstown. And then they'll get a free little bracelet too, a red, white, and blue bracelet. So that was good. Also, the students at our district colored pictures of the celebration of Logstown and Legionville, which is named Diplomacy to Defense, because Logstown was a big diplomacy area and then the defense. And Shop and Save was kind enough to hang their artwork in their windows. So anybody wants to visit Shop and Save can. But for our entertainment, we have a full schedule. As I mentioned, Beaver County Brass will be there. Beaver County Historic
and Landmark Foundation?
Yeah, they will be there.
Okay.
But the
Choral
Society. I'm sorry, just got one of those.
Okay, yeah.
Don't forget
One of
them.
those senior moments
that's
now,
all right.
Frank.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Beaver County. And Jim and Debbie Tobin, which are local musicians,
Yes,
they'll be
absolutely.
playing for us throughout the day. But some of our education and our lecture tents is from around noon. Alex will be there actually talking about the history of Logstown and American Trading Post with his friend Tom Taylor. Do you want to give a little insight of what you'll be discussing there?
Basically, I'm going to talk about the key treaties that took place at Logstown that changed American history, and also how the French and the English played a role on the future of Logstown and the western frontier.
Oh, that's awesome. And then at 1:30, this is a great little, so I mentioned descendants. So one of the descendants I found, he actually lives in New Jersey. He was born and raised in the Carolinas. He's a historian and an author, but he's the descendant of soldier Henry Dunderland. So he's coming to speak. He wrote a book about one of the soldiers that are buried, The Life of Henry Dunderland, a Revolutionary War soldier. George Washington Visits to Logstown will be presented by Jeff Jones. He's a Logstown historian. The History of Legionville will be presented by Rob Winworth. He's from Wayne's Legion. And then we have the Tales of Eastern Woodland Indians, where we all could learn, Frank, what our Indians really were about. And that's going to be presented by descendant Gerald Thomas also while we're there. So I think
were the Indians like redskin like the other Indians are, or are they just, and they're just was different about them? Or
Well, what was different about the eastern woodlands is in terms of many times they wore feathers, but they were turned down, and they wore more loincloths and other kinds of items. And wampum was very important to them, and dentillion shells as a part of their trading situation. And even Ben Franklin really took notice of their democracy, how they were set up in terms of representation. And I think a part of our Constitution was based on the Iroquois Confederacy, which went from 5 to 6 Native American tribes, and they were represented by so many people, by population, by each of the tribes. And basically that's how our Constitution was set up. And Eli Parker was involved in that and saying, we need to pay attention to them because they still have land in upstate New York. And very few Native American tribes have any land east of the Mississippi except the Iroquois.
Kimmy, you want to recap everything that's going on Saturday in the last couple minutes we have?
Sure. Yes, I failed to mention Beaver County Bell will be there.
Yep.
So if you haven't been in an event, we're happy that the Bell is coming to Harmony Township. Also, one of the Legionville associates made a model of the original Legionville site and how the fort was, and that'll be there. Angie Janicki, his wife, was also a descendant of one of the Revolutionary soldiers there. So just a lot of food, a lot of good education, a lot of family fun, and most importantly, this whole event evolved around the 17 Unforgotten Soldiers. So I think that the opening ceremony to kick off our day in Harmony Township will be awesome to be part of.
Right, and we'll have a diorama or a model of Logstown so people can look at how the village actually looked.
Okay. All right. Well, Scott Tatey, Curtis Walsh will be down there from 10 until 12 noon on Saturday as well. So we'll have coverage here on Beaver County Radio. So make sure you tune in for that as well on your way there as you're getting there. So what time is like the parking lots and things open? What time can people be there if you're starting at 10, 9 or so?
Yeah, 9 o'clock,
Okay.
definitely. 9:30, yep.
All right. Where can people get more information or check out the schedule of events if they'd like to?
They could visit our event on Facebook, on Harmony Township's page, on Harmony Township's web page, which is harmonytwp.com. We've really, there's a billboard on 65, so we really marketed this event between the three entities. Don't forget to visit Bain and don't forget to visit Old Economy.
All right.
And I just want to thank you. Yeah.
They will not be disappointed.
Yeah. It's worth the trip to visit Harmony Township. And thanks, Frank. It's always great to be at Beaver County Radio.
Appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Coming up, Town Hall News followed by local news here on Beaver County Radio.
Looking for a fun, flexible job opportunity? McDonald's has it. Full and part-time positions available. Get premium pay for those premium hours of opening or